All right, this video is designed to help review about proportions, ratios, etc. We're going to go through this very, very quickly because this is a review as geometry students at Pato. We have done proportions before. So let's go quickly, pause anytime you need to get caught up. Proportion describes the scenario in which two ratios are equal. Okay, so two ratios will be equal. They may not look it, but they are equal. So here, according to the definition, which of these examples are proportional? Well, if you take a look at this, 3/6 is going to come down to 1/2. So A will be one that is going to be 3/6 is equal to 1/2. When we look at 1/5 and 1/10, the numerator is the same, the denominator is different, meaning these are not going to be, they're not going to be equal, all right? We come over here to 1/3 equals 3/9. Again, simplify that 3/9, we get 1/3. So these two are going to be equal as well. Here, let's just ignore the words so we do not get confused. We have 55/1, which is going to give us 55. If we simplify that, 100/2 is going to give us 50. These are not equal, so these are not going to be, these are not proportional. Here again, we ignore the pounds, ignore the dollar sign. We have 3/1 is going to give us 3. 6/2 is going to give us 3. So here's another set. And getting rid of the gigabytes and the seconds, well, this comes out to be 25. This comes out to be 12.5. So these are not going to be, these ratios are not proportional either or equal. How do you test to see if if two are going to be two equations other than what we just did? There's a lot more simple way rather than having to figure out, simplifying, etc. Okay. First, you're going. One way that you can do this is you can cross multiply. So there's not a lot of room, and I know that these notes are kind of blurry. You're going to cross multiply your ratios. If the cross products, meaning when you cross multiply, these products come out to be equal, then the relationship is proportional. If the cross products are not equal, then the ratios are not proportional. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go through these first three right here using the cross multiply. So all that means here is we're going to take 30 times 2 and we're going to get 60. We're going to see if that is equal to 12 times 7. 12 times 7 is going to give you 94. These are not equal, so these are not proportional. Okay, you can bubble in the square, whichever. On number 2, we cross multiply 15 times 2. We're going to get 30. We cross multiply 20 times 1.5, and we're going to get 30. So these do end up being equal, so they are proportional. Number 3, let's go ahead and do our cross product. We have 7 times, and guys, when you're doing the cross product, remember, it does not matter which one you do first, okay? Also known as the butterfly. 11 times 7 is going to give you 77. We set that and compare it to 9 times 9, which is 81. These are not equal, therefore they are not proportional. The other way you can do it is by dividing. It's what they used to teach back when I first started teaching, called TIBO, top in, bottom out. Okay, you divide each ratio into its decimal form. If the quotients or the solution to this division is equal, then the two ratios are proportional. If the quotients are not equal, they are not proportional. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and test these next ones here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this first one. We're going to do 8 divided by 9. When we do 8 divided by 9, we're going to, and we'll set this equal to the other one, 2, read it correctly, 2 divided by 3. When we do 8 divided by 9, we will get a repeating decimal of 0.8 repeating. And we're going to take a look at if we divide 2 by 3, we're going to get 0.6 repeating. These are not the same, therefore they are not proportional. Number 5, we have 12 divided by 48, and we're going to compare this to 5 divided by 20. Top divided by the bottom. 12 divided by 48, we're going to get 0.25. 5 divided by 20, we're going to get 0.25. Therefore, we do have proportional, or these are proportional. Last one, 90 divided by 15. And compare that to 12 divided by 2. 90 divided by 15 will give you 6. And we should know 12 divided by 2 is 6, giving us proportional. I am not going to worry about answering the 2 questions at the bottom. If you'd like to get those answered, please speak to your teacher. I'm going to save some time here. It's a lot of writing on one of them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other side and actually take a look at solving proportions. Okay, we're missing one of these 3 numbers. Okay, so example 1, step 1, what we're going to do is we're going to cross multiply and set up an equation with these cross products. Okay, step 2 is we are going to solve the equation for x. In your basic proportion like this, you have 2 steps. Well, technically 3, I guess, if you're multiplying both. You multiply, then you divide. Okay, you cross multiply, you divide. We will get into problems that are a little more complex than that, where you'll have distribution. We've done it in the past at Pato. All right, but here we're just going to go ahead, also known as the butterfly. We're going to go ahead and do our cross multiply. We'll get 20x. Cross multiply here, 14 times 50 is going to give you 700. Then we simply divide that one step, that last step, okay? Those zeros cancel, it's my little easy way, and x is going to come out to 35. Okay? So example 2, we have a word problem. So we need to set up a proportion, making sure to write each ratio in consistent order. We have to we have to keep things in the correct places. Step 2 is we are going to solve the proportion, just like we did for number 1 over here. So here we have everyday 6 rolls, for every 6 rolls of a die, a 6-sided die, plural dice, Patrick rolls an even number 3 times. If Patrick rolls the die 50 times, how many times will he roll an even number? So what we're talking about of making sure that we're in consistent order, this is where in a later on video, with my classes, I will describe about a legend. What I want to do here is I want to put the rolls over how many times an even number comes up. So here's what I call my proportional setup. Fraction bar equals fraction bar. So here we have 6 rolls. So out of every 6 rolls, he's going to roll an even number 3 times. So the even number is 3. If he rolls the die 50 times, there's your roll, how many times will he roll an even number? So that's where your x goes, is with the even. Now with proportions, you can also, if you can simplify one of these, go for it, because that can help you with smaller numbers. You also do not have to. If you want to simplify 6 over 3, we can divide each by 3. It becomes 2 over 1. So now we end up with smaller numbers. So now we have a 2x, there's your cross multiply like we did over here, equals 1 times 50. So we end up with a little bit smaller numbers there. You do not have to do that, though, as we did not do it in number 1. Divide both sides by 2. We're going to come up with 25 rolls of an even number. All right, so next, Jen purchases a shirt for $24. She has a coupon for 15% off. What amount of money is will be discounted from her total cost? So in the legend that I talked about earlier, we'll talk here about the discount. We'll call it a discount over the full price. Okay, we'll just call it full. So the discount, we want to know how much money is she going to save out of the total full price of $24. What is that 15% off? Well, the other side over here, so the equal sign should not be there, is, well, what percentage is the discount? It is a 15% discount, so the discount 15 goes on top. What's the whole percentage? What is a whole percentage? It's 100. Okay? So then if we do our cross multiplying, you can simplify this if you want. I'm not going to this time around. We're going to have 100 times x is 100x. Is equal to 15 times 24. We'll put that in our calculator to get 360. Then divide. Cross multiply, divide. We're going to wind up with x is going to equal equal 3.6. So basically $3.60. Wow, that's not enough room to write in there. Got it though. Okay. Note, I didn't say this earlier. Well, I did, but we didn't write it in. In percentage portions, the total, the full, is always going to be 100%. All right, so we are going to solve these problems very quickly. I am going to encourage you to pause after we get them set up. For instance, this first one, please pause the video. Do it exactly like we just did in example 1 right here. Cross multiply and divide. Please pause the video, fill it out yourself, and then resume the video. The answer is going to pop up here in a second. Please pause the video. Thank you for those of you who did pause and tried this on your own. You need to be challenging yourself, checking yourself for understanding. You should have gotten 6.5. Here is your work. All right, on the next one. A bakery sells 2 croissants for $3. If they sold 32 croissants on Monday, how much money will they make? Well, here we're looking for croissants, which I'm just going to, this is the legend, croissants over money. Okay, here's your proportional setup. We had 2 croissants for $3. We sold 32 croissants. So croissants is on top, 32. How much money? There's your X. Please pause it, solve it, and then resume. Give me a second to get the mouse and push pause on the video. All right, we should have plenty of time to push that pause button, get that solved. We should have come out to $48. We cross multiplied, you got 2x equals 32 times 3 is 96. Divide by 2, $48. Next, we have a $40 phone case is taxed with 8% sales tax. How much tax will be paid? Okay, so on this, we need to understand we're going back to that percentage. Okay, so here let's go back kind of like what we did with the example number 3. We'll have we'll put tax because that's the tax that's going to be on it over full price. Okay. So we want to know the tax X on the phone. That is $40. Well, the percentage of tax is 8 over the full percent that we talked about earlier is 100%. So we're going to go ahead, cross multiply again. Please pause. Give you a couple seconds to make sure that you pause it and solve it on your own. Once again, you should have done that. I have it covered up so you do not see it yet. Making sure that you are solving this. You should have come up with $3.20. All right, next. In a bag, there are 24 coins, some nickels, and some dimes. If there is 1 nickel for every 3 dimes, how many dimes are there? So in this problem, we need to look at we're looking for how many dimes there are. So we're going to be looking for dimes out of total. Okay, so we're looking at part versus whole. So we're looking for dimes. So we need to look at the fact, here's our proportional setup. We have 1 nickel and 3 dimes. Okay, for every 1 nickel, there's 3 dimes. So dimes is 3. Total is out of every 4. The 3 dimes and the 1 nickel makes a total of 4. So out of every 4 coins, there's going to be 1 nickel and 3 dimes. Well, we're looking at how many dimes, so there's our X, out of the total of 24 coins. Once again, please go ahead and pause. I'll give you a second to reach the mouse and solve. Rewind if you need to. Once again, after we have solved this on our own, we should have gotten 18 dimes. Thank you for those of you doing this on your own. Next, the salesman sells $1,500, $1,500 worth of merchandise and received $75 in commission. What percent of the sale is the commission? Ooh, so we're kind of going the other direction here. We were given 2 problems with the percentage. So now we're looking at the, we'll just say percentage over total. Okay, his percentage that he's going to receive is $75 out of $1,500. We're looking for the actual percent number out of the total percentage possible of 100. Okay, so your part over whole. Your part that he got out of it was $75 out of the whole $1,500. What part of the 100% is he going to get? Go ahead and pause it, please. I'll give you a second to push the pause button. Okay, so my handwriting is kind of sloppy on this one. I'm sorry, it's really, really tiny, but you should have come up with 5%. All right, so the next one here, the table below, the X values are proportional to the Y values. So what's great about this is, look, guys, you literally have fraction bar, let me get that big, equals fraction bar. So you have a 5 over 7 is equal to 10 over your missing value. Pause and solve it for me, please. All right, now that we have it completed, we have done it all on our own. Congratulations on 14. If not, then double check this. If you need additional help, please talk to your teacher, or you can look up, there are going to be several videos out there on proportions and solving proportions. Please make sure that you get the extra help that you need if you need it.